This episode of the Conscious Salon podcast is brought to you by Revlon Professional Australia.
Welcome back to the Conscious Salon podcast. We have someone very special here today, Tess.
And Taya was locked in the bathroom.
Taya was locked in the bathroom earlier. She's come
so
back.
That's good. But that's not the special guest we're talking
We've
about.
had such a chaotic day. I can't even begin. But we're very excited because the chaos finishes now.
Absolutely.
We have some hairdressing royalty in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And someone who I've watched online for a very, very, very long time. I've written you a little spiel.
Oh, pump me up. Pump me up.
Pump me up. Go.
It's a roast.
That's okay. I can handle it. I'm a middle child.
She walked into a salon at 14 years old.
Wow.
And felt sharper on the floor than she ever did in a classroom. By 18, her apprenticeship was finished and her dream of owning a salon was clear. She spent years learning inside two very well-known salons before backing herself to go freelance and then going on to open her own space.
Mm.
Very quickly, she discovered that being a boss comes with its challenges. Boundaries got tested, pressure mounted, and the weight of carrying a team alone was heavy. So she hired her mum, Michelle, to run front of house and the business side of things so that she could stay in her creative lane, and then wrangled her sister Tay in. And what started as a simple dream became a full-blown family salon. Can relate.
Mm.
From the outside, it looked amazing. However, on the inside of it all, our guest today realised how much she had ignored her health, how tightly her worth was wrapped around being a salon owner, and how repeated team losses were eroding her confidence, her love of hair, and even her closest relationships.
Mm.
In May last year, she did the thing that most salon owners are too scared to do. She sold the salon and chose her own happiness first. Now she runs 2 businesses on her own terms. She is fully booked with hair until March 2026, and now she also supports women with their health and fitness online through the very things that she has walked through herself. I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Burnout, self-neglect, binge eating, leaky boundaries, low confidence, and taking back full ownership of their health. It's such a privilege to welcome to the Conscious Salon, Maxi Dotorri.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
Thanks for having me. I'm like, that was like, even hearing you say that, I'm like, holy shit. Have you lived 9 lives?
Yeah.
I always feel like I
wild.
have lived like 9 lives. I'm like, holy, you should write a book. You're
Yeah.
a really good writer. But yeah, that was, even just hearing that as like a zoomed out, almost third person, I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
wait, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Fucking amazing. Like truly what you've done. And like, I'm so glad that we're having a conversation today about, because I feel like this comes up a lot, and especially in the last, I would say 6 months, with people saying that they are burning out, exhausted, wanting to get rid of their businesses, like wanting to sell, all of these things that are popping up. So I'm so excited that we get to have like a different perspective today and someone that's like experienced this and really like you've experienced a few of these things, which is really exciting. So
Yeah.
welcome. I'm so
Thank
excited to
you.
have you on here.
Thanks for having me.
Yay.
Max, what comes up for you when you hear that intro?
Just like how much I have really had 9 lives within the one life, and I'm 31, which is crazy. And just how proud I am that like I firstly saw the salon, something that I dreamt of from, I reckon, even before 14, because I obviously went into hairdressing at 14. I think that was like the legal age back then. But before that, even at school, I was like, I want to have a salon. And back then I was like going to have a salon that turns into a nightclub at night. You know?
I would have worked for
You know, and I was
let
like,
me tell
the
you.
chairs would go in and it would be like a disco floor.
And then
like,
suddenly the DJ and all the smoke
but also it was like
machines.
overlooking the beach, and there was like,
Yes.
you know, like
Oh my
you had all
God.
these big dreams,
Wow.
and then suddenly you change. And I was lucky, I suppose, in like when I sold the salon, I had already moved past the mourning stage. You know, like everyone, when I sold the salon and came out that, okay, the salon was settling, I had already gone through the stages of grief, I suppose. And I did that in private. I think 3 people knew. And that also helped. And it's crazy to even think back at like when I was going through the grief, I didn't let anything slip. I went to gym. I looked after myself.
Wow.
I didn't play victim. And I think if I had have opened a business as who I am now, it would be so different,
Wow.
you know? And so I guess playing devil's advocate, as much as I am so glad that I saw the salon and I do not have any regrets, if I was to do it tomorrow, it would be a different ball game because I am more emotionally aware, regulated. I didn't even know what regulation meant. I look after myself. Like I worked 62 hours last week.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm good, you know? So what came up for me was just like the amount of growth that I've had in, I guess, in a short time, but not really.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it online and I've been, I guess, what you'd call a silent follower of yours for a really long time. And I can remember you going live on Instagram when the lockdown got lifted, and you were obviously so excited. It was like such an emotional thing. And I remember you like screaming, getting teary, saying to the clients like, the salon phone's ringing so much, stop calling. Like it was so exciting. And watching your evolution from where you were as a salon owner and even just where you were as a human, like you can physically see it. And I'm not talking about fitness and I'm not talking about how you look differently. You can physically see the energetic shift that you've had
definitely
in the last few years, which has been incredible. Before we get into the sale of the business, I would love to take us back to how you actually started the business, because obviously you're a really young business owner.
I've always had a family that has been around business, and my dad has always had his own businesses. My mum, you know, very business orientated. And so I guess that was always in my future. When you sit with people that are around business, like that's going to be what you're going to be most of the time. And I don't know, I think I just got I loved working in salons, and to be honest, if things didn't change in the salons that I was at, I probably wouldn't have moved, because it was just like, I love that dynamic. But for a lot of time it was stock levels low, pay late, answering to someone, you know, it wasn't even, you know, don't do that. It was more like, you're working too much. Settle down, stop working so much. I was like, I'm working so hard. Like most people would be so happy with that. So for me, what got me into opening a business at 23 in 2017 was I was just done with, I guess, answering to someone. And at the time now, even again, like zoomed out, he was probably looking after my burnout. You know, what looked like him being unappreciative was actually him being like, I've walked your walk before, you're working too much. So I guess I was just sick and tired of answering to people, why are you going through so much? Silk lift, which was Lightener, by the way. And so, which is like,
I was like, what? How do I not know? Yeah.
Silk
what do we call
lift,
it? High
well.
lift. Yeah. We had the
We used to have high lift. Do you remember high lift?
Yes. So Silk lift was this Lightener, and it was really expensive, and all my clients were like hair down to here. So I'd go through, you know, a whole tub per client, and someone might only have a tint and foil kind of clientele. And so I was just a little bit sick and tired of answering to that kind of stuff. And then salon dynamics changed. There was a couple of like mean girls, and I've always felt like that person was a little bit left out. And I'm so driven, which is very intimidating to a lot of people. I'm very, very driven. And still to this day, as a 31-year-old, I do struggle with sometimes having that drive, and then, you know, people being like, whatever. So I think that's what I just wanted to open my own space and have everything for me.
Create it for yourself.
And did you start with that huge space that you ended up leaving from?
I started off with, I think, 6 chairs, and then I moved to 12. And I think, God, it's like I can't even remember. And I had a beauty room and a spray tan room, and then I ended up getting rid of one of the beauty rooms and then making the salon bigger.
Wow.
But I did start with 2 apprentices. I was booked and busy. And back then I used to do 8 to 10 to 12 clients per day.
Wow. Gee whiz.
Yeah.
We're just too old to do that.
That's the thing.
Too old to die. I'm too undone.
I'm way too old for that. I'm like, whoa.
So Max, there's so much to cover here because of you've had such a huge evolution, like in the
I know, we
past
need like
few
8-part
years.
like episode for each segment of your life.
But I really want to talk about, obviously after lockdowns, you were pretty vocal online about how debilitating and exhausting and taxing that had been for you. And you made the decision just over 18 months ago to sell the salon. Can you talk us through what actually led to that decision? Was there a pivotal moment where you were like, oh my God, I think I need to make this decision?
Well, I guess like COVID taught me a lot, and I think it taught everyone a lot. I didn't realize how much I was really neglecting my body until you're stuck in a house on a couch with nothing else to do and nothing else to think about. And you're like, without hairdressing, I actually have nothing. That's pretty concerning. And then I also realized that my migraines and my debilitating shoulder pain started to go away. And I was like, oh, maybe it's not me. Maybe it is my job. And so I started making a change. Obviously, I was gaining a lot of weight, and I was blaming my job, and I was trying to find a reason, a diagnosis. It's easier to blame a diagnosis than it is to look in the mirror. And that's something that I still say to this day. And so I guess my health was just declining so much, and COVID really made me look at that. And then it also made me look at like, okay, you actually don't enjoy anything else in life. You have nothing, which is the case for a lot of people. You either have your entire job or you're potentially a mum and that's your entire life too. So this could be anyone and however you want to place it. But for me, COVID just really highlighted how I really had nothing and my body was really breaking down and how miserable I actually was. COVID is when I started therapy again, which is bloody great. And I think just even that in itself, my therapist really just highlighted so many things that I guess everyone was too afraid to say. It's like, well, maybe it's your work and maybe it's this. And it was a lot of stuff. And my therapist, I feel like was very different to a lot of people because I feel like sometimes therapy is good, but sometimes it's bad because it's kind of like the same kind of talk therapy. So I guess that, and going back even before that, it's funny because you said that you're a silent watcher and I was always very loud on social media, but I feel like I actually stopped being loud on social media because behind the scenes, people were so mean to me.
Wow.
So mean. And to this day, actually not even now, maybe like 3 years ago when I was starting to get into like, oh, I'm going to be an online coach too, heaps of my clients would say, yeah, you can tell that you don't like hairdressing. You can tell that you are definitely more into fitness. And then I've been like, well, actually, no, I just stopped speaking because everyone was taking from me. Yeah. And you guys were so unappreciative where on my other account, it's like my private account. I think of it like my own little photo album. I'm inspiring people, but that's not my goal. My goal is just to speak whatever the hell is on my mind. And I actually don't really care what that looks like or if it offends someone else. It's like I've grown aware of that. But on the other account, people were taking what products do I use? Would I do this? Quoting. No thank yous, no highs, no nothing. People on that account became really toxic. So I started to not show up on Hair by Maxi because I was over it. And my sister always said, imagine how Kardashian feels. Like, you want this. Imagine how that feels. So I feel like that actually, the hate online that no one saw is the thing that kind of byproduct all of this. Wow. But the pivotal moment in what made me sell and like choose to sell, one of my girls resigned and she was my ride or die. And love her so much. And I think I needed that. Like I always said, like, you helped me because I wanted to sell probably for 3 years before I did it. And when she resigned, which she just resigned because she lived, you know, far away. It was no drama. And she felt so bad, but and at the time I was like, oh my God. Yeah, this is the sign I needed.
Yeah.
And
isn't it interesting? I feel like that happens so much where people will be like, I had to wait until this point, and it's like there's nothing else left. This is where it almost gives you permission to be like, now you can do the thing that you really want to do. Yeah. And you can run this and like take your life. I feel like COVID gave a lot of people that opportunity to like really take stock of what's important, how you want to show up, how you want to live, how you want to move, how you want to literally like have your day to day. And what it sounds like is you realize that one side was not fulfilling you. The other side really was. And then you got like almost the permission.
Yeah, 100%.
That team member resigning.
I was really holding on when we sold the salon, we had such a great team. And getting a good team is so hard. And the salons had waves of really good team. And through COVID, we lost so many of our staff. And just even that in itself, when you come back from COVID and you're out of lockdown and then 1 week prior, you've got 3 resignations and you're like, why couldn't you have said this to me before like everything opened back up? But then, you know, someone resigned and I was like, you know what, I've been holding on for you guys because we had a good team again. But yeah. And I remember even looking at Em, like Em was so sad. It was Em, by the way, and Em knows this. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, like you've saved me.
Yeah.
Like you have saved
Thank
me.
you.
I love you. And I'm not mad. And I still remember when I got the phone call, I was outside and my partner came outside. He's like, are you okay? Like, why are you on the phone? I don't like phone calls, by the way. So me being on the phone, he's like, something's happened.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you okay? I'm like, Em's just resigned. And he's like, oh shit, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm okay. And he's like, I knew the minute that your reaction, because, you know, I've been with Matt for 9 or 10 years and he has seen every single one. And he said like the minute that my reaction was like, yeah, I'm going to be all right. Like I'm sad. I cried, you know, but in the past, I remember where there was one resignation that I just crippled on my bed and was just like howling, you know? So the fact of that, I was like, yeah, cool. And then that afternoon I held a meeting with my mum and my sister and I was driving to that meeting going, I'm so fucking scared. Like I've got the whole thing. It's funny because people
had you decided? Were you already like, I'm going into this meeting to say,
yeah. It's funny because people are always like, people
Wow.
that film their reactions when they're crying, like you're such losers. But it's like, unless you take vlogs, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like you don't plan.
Totally.
You just have the camera set up and you don't know. Like you're talking yourself through situations. And like I was talking myself through situations and something that I learned in therapy is talk it out. So all the time I'm talking it out to myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put the camera there. And whatever happens. And the whole way there, I'm like, I can see me like I'm self-regulating. I'm talking myself through it. I'm going to tell the girls that I'm going to sell the salon and I'm going to do this in 8 weeks. And I'm driving there and I get in there and I'm all nervous because I'm not really sure what's going to go on.
Because your mum and Tay were employed by you?
Well,
or were they
it's kind
partners?
it's kind of one of those things where we don't, it
family
kind of
things.
got.
Yeah, we say less. Yeah, but
It kind of,
and say less just in case there's any.
it kind of just
things
got
that
a
might
bit
get messy.
Yeah, it kind of just got a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like I started by myself, then and there. Put the circles together.
Family
it just
things,
it's family, you know.
Family.
Understood.
And so
Yeah, mum's family, like our family.
Yeah, mum's never been paid, but she does a lot.
She does so much.
Yeah, so it's kind of like family things. You just it kind of just
exactly.
happened. I can't really explain it, but unless you know, you know. And yeah, I was sitting there. I was a bit nervous because I feel like in a 3, there's always someone who's a black sheep, and I can put my hand up to I'm the black sheep, but I'm also like the golden sheep at the same time. And I was sitting there. I was nervous, not sure how it's going to go down because you know in previous fights or whatever, I had been like I'm selling the salon or I'm walking out, like I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah.
More family things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Again, it's like siblings.
Yeah.
It's really it's like fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah.
See you on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's see you in an hour.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Unless you have siblings or a family, you won't really get it. And that's the thing. Like, there's no drama. Everything's good. But that's just how it was in business, in life, as a sister, with a brother, all the things. So I was sitting there and I was so nervous and I was like, this is either going to go 1 or 2 ways. I'm going to walk away and give them the salon, have it, or they're all going to agree. And honestly, all of us kind of had said it at the same time.
Wow.
We all kind of sat down.
So where were you? Were you like, did they have any idea? Were they like,
my mum and my sister? Well, they knew that Em had resigned. They knew that how I was feeling. They were feeling the same. Taylor was pregnant. Taylor had a 1-year-old. You know, it was there was already so many cracks in the system. And, you know, we obviously all have partners. We obviously all have lives. We're obviously all talking about it. And honestly, there was probably more pros than cons.
Yeah.
And the smart move was to do that as much as it hurts. But yeah, we kind of all sat down and we actually all agree. Like we kind of all said it at the same time. Like we're kind of there. And then it just
came out?
We're going to sell Salon. And I was like, yeah, perfect. How
did you feel? That would have been such a massive moment.
Great.
Yeah.
The fact that we all agreed. I think from memory, I had an 8-week, I am out in 8 weeks.
Wow.
I am not waiting. I'm not doing this limbo land.
You were like,
8 weeks.
that's it.
Otherwise, it's gone. Like I'm out. You can have it for however long it takes to,
I'll
I
just
don't
leave
really
the keys
care.
in the door and someone can take it.
And they were like, okay, yep, cool, awesome, all right, no worries. I was a little bit skeptical about like if it would sell in 8 weeks and what would happen, but I was walking away either way in 8 weeks.
Wow.
It sold in 2.
It sold in 2 weeks. How did you even sell it?
We just put it on the business selling thing. Mum did a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it sold in like 2 weeks. Someone inquired. We had like 2 or 3 people come through and interested. And it was just, I think we just got in the right time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
we also weren't fussed either. Like I said, I was happy to walk away with 0.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Lessons,
Yeah.
lots of lessons, take it out of the win.
Lessons, blessing, here are the
Lessons,
keys.
thank you. Like, you know, whatever. So the fact that we sold it, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Wow.
sick.
So how
Yeah.
did you tell the team, the rest of the team?
Yeah, that was really hard.
They didn't have any idea. No, you can't with these things.
No.
You gotta keep them wrap.
We told them part of the settlement was the new person could come in
Oh, yeah.
and I could mentor them with colors and stuff like that. So they could completely, because I was going freelance and she knew that I was going freelance. My sister was going to go into freelance. So there's going to be so much overflow. And
Yeah.
then the girls were staying. They were happy to stay. And again, they were fully booked out with clients and we had a massive clientele list. So part of the settlement was that she could come in and she could be mentored by me and get all my color.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
so we kind of had to tell them.
Yeah.
And
And
they
they're
were,
like, who's the +1 today?
this is just this random stranger off the
Work
street.
experience person.
So
Shadowing.
yeah, and honestly, of course, emotions were high, but they understood.
Of
you know?
course.
And they understood that, of course, like we did it from my health, my mental health, my passion, but also being a family. It was starting to tear our family apart.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think the girls saw that. I saw it. You know, the clients would have seen it. As much as you can hide it and put on a mask, there was cracks in the family. And honestly, like I've always been brought up with a really close family. Like kind of think of my mom like Chris, and you know how like the Kardashians are always like Chris and like family stuff, like that was always us.
Yeah.
But the last, I reckon, 3 years or 4 years, there was just like, I didn't really want to spend time with you guys. It was strictly business.
You became Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't
very
get it.
niche.
She
I'm like,
wants-
yeah.
She doesn't
I
want to
can't
know
like
that.
Get out of here.
Like, is
You
Scott
can't
still
sit
in?
with us. Yeah, so it was really putting cracks in our family, in our sisterhood. And even with my sister growing up was always my best friend. And there was a time where I was like, I actually hate you. Like, can't stand you right now. And, you know, vice versa, which is so cool because I just had my mum's birthday and I planned like a dinner for her and stuff, which even itself I was excited to go to, which I haven't had that since before the salon. And on the weekend, I was like, Taylor, like sit here. Like it just reminds me of what we've always been like.
Yeah.
Like I want her to sit next to me because I can't wait to talk to her. So it's the best thing that we ever did just for that. You know,
Wow.
like now I get to be a part of Banks and Sloane's life because if I had the salon, I wouldn't have wanted to be around Taylor because it would be, you're annoying me. We don't agree.
Yeah.
It's work.
Or we
But
need to talk
now it's
about
like,
this.
you're my sister again. And like, that is just priceless.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Do you know, do we need to sell our businesses? No. It's really hard, those boundaries, like
Yeah.
the boundaries. And that is something we're working on constantly with our
Yeah.
relationship. Not that this is our therapy appointment, but we're working on it constantly in terms of being mates outside of our businesses, because we've got 3 businesses together. It's like it can get so overlapping and it's so hard, especially when you're going to, you know, you've just had a blue at the salon and, you know, you're disagreeing about something, tension's really high, and then you're at, you know, Nan's birthday and happy birthday. And you
Yeah.
just think, fuck you.
Yeah.
No one
Like,
will
it's
understand
so-
unless
yeah,
like
it's
I
really
get it
hard.
completely.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things, I think, because even when we would be like, all right, we're not talking about work, and we'd be like,
Comes up. 'Cause what
weather's
else-
pretty good, isn't it?
I know.
Like, it's nothing
Because that's the
else.
thing.
What do you talk
Because you're
about?
passionate
Like,
about
yeah.
that. That's the thing. Same as us. Like we would be the same. Or so-and-so cancelled, or I don't know how to do this. And as much as you want to do that, but I just came from breakfast with my sister, and it was so like we don't even talk about any of it. And it's funny, it's a full circle moment because I now coach my sister through her health, and she's looking amazing. And you know, she hasn't, I wouldn't say she wasn't always like my biggest supporter, but when your sister was so passionate about hairdressing and then is kind of really passionate about getting healthy, sometimes it can be easy to be like, fuck you, fitness, like whatever. So it's really cool now that I have just continued to be like, keep my chin high, trust that it's going to work out. And then I've been able to role model them what it is. Like my sister's looking the best she ever has. She's the happiest she ever has. You know, like so many things. And my mum says all the time, like, you guys are looking so good. Now my mum does her steps every day. She's eating healthy. She's having protein. She's drinking water. Like it is the best thing ever. And I just know that I had to deal with the fitness. Like,
Yeah.
there's more to life. I just knew that I had to deal with that because I knew in myself that, yeah, it's actually, I didn't do any of this for the way that I looked. I did it to feel better.
Yeah.
Because no one actually saw the panic attacks in the laundry, like pretty much every morning.
Wow.
You know? So, yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I really want to delve into your fitness journey. I want to read you something that you posted on Instagram when you announced that you were selling the salon. And I don't know if you would have read this again. Probably you would have read it when you just sold, but you may not have read it for a little while. And I was diving through the archives when we were prepping for this podcast, and I can remember reading it. Like, I can remember reading that you announced that your business was sold. So you wrote, "As you can imagine, this has been one of the hardest things to decide to do. This salon was all I had dreamt of as a little girl, and coming to terms with the fact that plans change has been a little confronting, confusing, and weird to navigate. I honestly feel like a part of me is dying. But as humans, we evolve, and so do our desires, and sometimes that requires making really hard choices for our own happiness and vision."
Oh.
How do you feel hearing that?
I literally remember writing it. Again, I was vlogging. I vlogged this whole process, and I haven't shared any of it. I vlogged it for myself. And I remember sitting on I remember what I was wearing. And I remember going like, this is literally a part of me dying, but what comes after death is reborn. So it makes me happy because I'm like, on the other side of that, everyone is always so like, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. And I'm like, well, I sold a salon and I did this and I'm fucking happy.
Yeah.
So
this is what it can look like.
This is what it can look like.
Yeah.
You know, so that just makes me happy. And I still to this day, 100% vouch for every word of that. And yeah, I think that's great. And I think that's what you need to remember. So many people when I sold the salon were like, I'm so sorry. And at the end of the day, you have to think of it like,
You're like, condolences.
I'm like, sis, I sold a fucking business.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that not the
it's
the
dope.
goal?
I think this
Like,
is the thing
for a
that
lot of people?
would think, oh, it must be because it's not working or
No.
you're failing. And you're like, no, this is like me doing,
Like
evolving,
Facebook got
changing.
sold or MySpace
Exactly.
or whatever. Or like people
Everything
sell
does.
all the time. Is that not that's the goal for a
Exactly.
lot of people. Small business typically isn't, but I sold and I sold it for a good amount of money.
I think our industry,
And in 2 weeks.
and I think our industry, it's like the identity of being a salon owner or the identity of being a hairstylist, and the also the fact that our industry is so fucking performative.
Oh my God.
So it's like, you know, you don't walk into your favorite restaurant and go like, where's Adam today? Like the sous chef out the back. You've got no idea what's going on behind the scenes. But because hairdressing's so performative, the social media side of things, people walk in and see a team member's gone, they're like, where's so-and-so? Like, it's always so performative.
gross.
So nothing can happen quietly. And I think that can be probably a really scary thing for salon owners. But the fact that you chose yourself and your happiness and you stepped forward, leaving behind that chapter is so fucking powerful, because there would be so many people who are out there right now that this episode of this podcast will help.
Well,
People-
even, I 100% agree. But even selling my salon and writing that post, I've had 3 or 4 people message me and they've done the exact same. They pretty much followed in my footsteps and they were like, not inspired because it was obviously on their mind, but I showed them that it's actually not a bad thing. It's actually incredible.
Yeah.
So absolutely, that's what I hope from this episode is, one, someone leaves this going, you can work really busy hours and you can still prioritize yourself, because yes, you fucking can. And if you're around people that tell you that you can't, get out of that
get
echo
new
chamber,
people.
get new people.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you have decided what you wanted at 14 is no longer what you want, you're allowed to change your mind.
100%.
And that is life in all areas. I don't want kids. And you know what? If I decide at 50 I want to have a
Totally.
kid, that's okay.
It's okay. Things can change.
Yeah.
Like goalposts move.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, there's a statistic that was going around when we were opening the salon. It was suggested at the time at our generation, we're, you know, old. What are we? Older millennials? Yeah, we're older girls.
Yeah, I think we're the same age.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah. Are you 33?
31.
31. Okay, no, we're not the same age.
I'm the dinosaur here then. I'm 36. But even with that, I think I'm the elder, I'm like the cutoff. Anyway, it doesn't matter where we are. 5 different
What Tessa's saying
career
is
paths.
she's a boomer.
Yeah. We're 100 years ago when I was born. But we have 5 different career paths So not like I'm going to go from apprentice to qualified to manager.
Do you know
like
it's 12 now?
would not surprise
So
me.
our girls in the salon, I'm like, you guys got 12 careers ahead of you.
Which means you were going to like. And
Not
I
you,
feel
Taya.
like-
You've only got one.
That's right. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's it. You stay where you are. But even with that, there's this assumption that even since I had my son nearly when was he born? I finished up working this time last year on the floor with clients straight away. How long are you having off? When are you coming back? What's your plan?
I know.
It's like this
so
thing
weird.
of like this will be the only thing that you do
It's so
forever.
Weird. It is
It's
so fucking weird, isn't it?
But it is.
I
It's like this
know.
expectation that you've got this. Well, why would you want to get rid of it? You've got it. Why don't you just keep
Why?
it?
That's
It's like, well,
and that's why I think I went through it privately
totally.
because we were settling, and then I finally was like, oh, just letting you guys know.
I won't be
you know,
here
like,
next week.
Extended family and stuff. I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want their advice because I wasn't asking for it. People love to give advice
Yeah.
when it's not asked for. And the definite standout thing was, why would you do that? Your business is so good.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
Because I'm not happy.
because I want to kill myself.
Yeah.
And
Which
that
is
was
horrible.
the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's not me just
I'm
being
having
like,
panic
I want
attacks
to
every day.
kill myself.
Yeah.
I actually was so suicidal,
Mm.
so depressed. And my clients now, they're like, I know that you were not okay because you are okay now. And every time I saw you, you were wearing such a mask because your energy was so dark. And I was like, I know. And you're in front of mirrors, so you kind of have to put a mask on.
100%.
But yeah, my dog Bobby, most mornings like would sit on me being like, "You're okay." I'll be like, it was not good. Because
So good that you have like followed that because
I
so many
know.
people ignore it and keep
Yeah.
pushing and pushing, and that's when you can get into really
Yeah.
awful, dangerous, like life altering, life changing, life ending situations.
Yeah, well, I think I've spiraled through
Yeah.
that and just kept moving. I'm very resilient. But it was just going to be, how long can you take this for? And I think that until I did therapy and more mindset work and hired a coach and all that kind of stuff, that was like, oh, you're the problem, but you're also the solution.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love that saying. That's
Yeah.
such a good one.
Wow.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. That's so good. Thank you, Maxi.
Max, our industry is known for burnout,
Mm.
and it's almost become like a
Flex.
Badge of honor.
it's
I feel.
become
Yeah.
a fucking badge,
Badge
of
of
honor.
honor. People
Yeah.
like,
A
when I
flex.
was
Especially in
burnout.
December.
Yeah.
I'm like, mute,
Yeah.
not on this account anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the normality that we've shaped around being burnt out and being chained to our salons, being exhausted, being a therapist, being all these different things for our clients has become completely normal. And obviously you recognize those signs of burnout in yourself, like physically and mentally, when you decided to come into fitness. And I really want to talk about this because as someone who's recently gone to fitness as well,
I know. So proud of you.
you did.
Yeah, you
roast
might have
my
had
I'm
wear
balls.
weapons.
super freaking happy to see it, to be honest.
But it has been, I wasn't ready for it. You know when someone
No.
like tells you to quit
Yeah.
smoking, you're like, I'll dart away.
Yeah.
Like I love darts.
You have to be ready for you.
Yeah.
100%. And I never really understood that piece. And I've never enjoyed fitness when it wasn't a form of punishment for
Same.
myself. And this has been the key that has unlocked everything for me as a business owner. And it has become my highest priority and made me more focused, disciplined, consistent. Like the opportunities even that have come for me energetically from being in a different state have been phenomenal. But I really want to speak to the piece of burnout and what you see in our industry and what you see to be like normalized in our industry, because there will be so many women listening to this who need your help from a
Yes.
fitness point of view.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is probably another reason why I'm pretty disconnected by Hair by Maxi. Because I just really disagree with everybody on that account and in the industry. You guys are probably going to hate me for this, but I think a lot of people are losers because of what they preach and their social media accounts and the way that they hold themselves. I actually think that's loser mentality. And that is from a previous loser. Okay.
A reform
And
loser. I love
I
it.
was a previous loser and it takes one to know one. And that exact
Shout out to all the losers listening.
yeah. It takes one to know one is like my
Yeah.
favorite thing.
I love that.
When I see someone posting a 12-hour day, it's like a 12-hour day, so
Yeah.
happy,
Yeah.
I know what's behind that, unless you're me. Because I'm posting a 12-hour day, but it's like I'm at the gym and I'm this and I'm that. And you can actually see my energy is happy. I can see it in people's eyes. So I don't really follow many people or watch many people on Hair by Maxi because I don't agree with it. And I also hope that they follow me in some way. And that's why I've kind of been sharing a bit more around Hair by Maxi and It's Maxi. I did have a little bit of fear, to be honest, posting and combining both because like I said, Hair by Maxi was like mean girl bullies.
Sounds like it's a really toxic space for
this toxic space. But now I'm like, Maxi, you are so regulated. And you know that if someone comes in you and comments, that is not a reflection of you. It's like everything they hate in you is missing in them. So just keep role modeling. So I have been, which you probably have seen, like I've been kind of sharing and mingling purely to help people like yourself that has been like, I need to actually do this to become a weapon. But yeah, I definitely think Christmas time is when it starts to become a bit of a flex. How busy can we get? I saw something the other day on TikTok. She's a freelancer and she was saying, oh, why do we do this to ourselves? You know, like it's Christmas and I hate Christmas. Does anyone else hate Christmas because I'm working a 12-hour day and I've got 12 clients back to back? And I'm just thinking to myself, you did this though. Like you're in control of your book. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, you're obviously wanting validation or you're putting money and wealth well above your own health. So what's the secondary gain that you're getting from that? And I think that's the biggest thing. If you can remember every single thing that you do in life, there's a secondary gain to. And for me, coming on this podcast, when you asked me, I was like, okay, I want to do a podcast for sure. I think what I have to speak about is going to be life-changing. But what's a secondary gain for me? Well, I want more voices. I want more people to be able to not be burnt out. So that's why I did it, you know. There's a secondary gain and sometimes that's bad for me. I used to love using my mental health as a way to get away with being pretty
We talk nice. About that with I would always own my anxiety, being like, oh, I'm an anxious person.
Because people tiptoe around it.
Yeah.
So like
it was like a get out of jail free card before.
So I definitely, looking back, I used my anxiety and depression to be pretty nasty, I would say, and binge eat. And because no one's going to say, you're being awful to me, like pull your head in because they're like, oh my God, that could make her spiral into worse. So the secondary gain of everything is really important, but definitely this time of the year is disgusting in terms of hairdressers living off coffee and chocolate. And again, it takes one to know one. That was me. And usually I would come home and leave, you know, feeling really sad and depressed and probably binge eat on the way home. I just worked a 12-hour day on Thursday. In both my businesses, so multi-business owner. I clocked on at 8 o'clock and I got home at 8:30, which was a win because I thought I was going to get home at 9. And the whole day I hit all my macros. I had no chocolate. No, I think I actually had a chocolate on the way home because that's actually
it was a reward
included in my life.
Yeah.
And all my food was eaten and I was looking back at the vlog and being like, you had high protein, whole foods, you felt good. And I came to the door being like, I'm not even ready for bed. And I got up at 5 a.m. that morning to go to the gym and do all the things. And I almost have to force myself to go to sleep because I have so much energy. So I want you to know, like the people listening and for you guys, that you just have to prioritize it. And maybe initially you're probably going to feel a bit tired, but trust that it's going to happen. It's going to be all right. And stop just living off coffee and cocaine.
Do you know? I'm going to write that down actually. Do you know what, Max? I want to share with you what you've taught me because I love watching you on YouTube. I love that longer form content.
Same. I'm a long form
content girly. And I love watching you and Matt prep your food. And something so simple. You might feel like this is so simple that you shared your breakfast recipe of your apple crumble, high protein apple crumble. Staple. Had it this morning on the way to the studio.
Same.
But you have taught me to prepare my food and to bring it with me when I'm like days like today. Previously, I was always the person who a week ago I'd be thinking about, oh, I'm going to Richmond. What am I going to order? I'm going to get.
Or what are we going to Uber Eats?
What are we going to Uber Eats to the studio? Oh my God, yes, we can do this. And then we'll do this and then we'll do this. And then we'll have 4 coffees and blah, blah, blah. And what you have taught me today, I brought my breakfast, my apple crumble breakfast. I brought my Muscle Chef lunch. I brought my protein powder in a Ziploc bag. And I haven't even thought about the food thing and that you know,
voice,
the food voice.
Yeah.
And you taught me to prepare food and bring it with me.
Good.
So
Love it.
I think that your impact on our industry in terms of burnout, fitness, how people are glorifying we run on sugar and coffee at Christmas
And
time.
Coke.
Like we need to do things a different way.
We do.
Yeah.
You know, and this is really important for salon owners to hear this. We have something in our business that we've done for the last few years where we do really beautiful platters for our team. Healthy, high protein platters. Every single day of Christmas week, we do protein bars. We do like even this year we're doing the Hyro sachets, like hydrating or whatever it's called, electrolytes.
So important.
Those sort of things for the team so that they are fueled at their best. We don't do chocolates. We don't do fish and chips for lunch.
Love
we don't
it.
do stuff that's going to make them feel shit. And this really does come down to the decisions that we make as stylists.
Definitely. And even for me, I used to do chocolates, croissants, blah, blah, blah. And then as I started to realize the effects that food has on our brain, on our energy, on our mental state, it started to be fruits. And it's funny because me role modeling, I didn't ever say to the girls, chuck your food. I never said that. I've never said it to my partner. I've never said that to anyone around me. I've just role modeled it. Liv, which was one of my girls that worked for, she was an apprentice at the time. She came into our space a little bit overweight. She left looking the best she'd ever have. Em started going, was at the gym, prepping her food. My sister, again, she saw me doing it. She saw the repercussions, I suppose, of me doing it. She did it. And it was cool because I was able to role model that. And then the same thing, snacks were more fruits and stuff like that. And the effect that had on the team was massive. So I agree, because you can start to see in this time of the year, teams getting that chocolate and those quick and it's
It is. It's everyone doing those things.
It's not, and
it's the ripple effect though. You will start feeling better, realizing that it changes.
I always say to my coaching clients, prepare for worst case scenario. And I had an instance like that yesterday. I planned for worst case scenario. I went to a track day I bought for my partner for Christmas. And I, in my head, was envisioning inside chairs, canteen. That's what I envisioned in my head. And when I got there, no canteen, nothing. But I planned for worst case scenario, had my cut up watermelon, which I wasn't going to eat from the canteen anyway, but that's what I was envisioning in my head. Cut up watermelon, bought some snacks, my lunch, cutlery, drinks, bought everything for worst case scenario. And worst case scenario happened. And so what would I have eaten? Been so hungry that whole day, drove home to Macca's on the way home, felt sick, probably got food, who knows? So always plan for worst case scenario is the best thing. And you do that for business. You do that in business, right? You plan for worst case scenario. You're not going to buy 6 powder lighteners. You're going to buy 12 because what if we get extra? And so why do we not do that for ourselves? And that was the biggest thing that changed for me. I am such a business brain. I love business. I still to this day, sometimes I'm like, I get the itch and I'm like, shit, no, girl, you already got 2.5 businesses or 3 or 4. How many businesses do you have? And you just have to, whatever you put into business or motherhood or whatever that will be, can you do that to yourself? Because we are, for me, I was so resilient. Having a panic attack at 7 a.m. on the floor by 8:30. No one knows. Bite my eye. Outfit
Mask
on,
ready to go.
looking good. Leading a team, So when I started to go, I just can't do this. I don't know how to do it. I can't go to the gym. I'm not consistent enough. I started to look and was like, but where are you consistent? Oh, I'm pretty freaking consistent, booked out, and this, that. And I started to do that in my own life. And then it's not even a doubt now, even today. I went to the gym this morning at 5:30. I arrived. I woke up at 4 a.m. with a migraine. I've had a migraine all day. Would you know it?
So sorry about the bright lights.
You're fine. You're fine. Would you know it?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
And so at 5:25, my partner was in the bathroom. I was doing some mobility. I was doing my neck rehab. I was doing all the things. I put makeup on. I put the outfit on because these things help you. And I went to the gym and I did my neck rehab again and I just eased into it. I treat the gym like I would this appointment because I'm not going to bail on you.
No.
Imagine if I cancelled today. hey, sorry guys, got a migraine.
I'll tell you, I was
wouldn't-
locked in the toilet, so
That's happened before.
Yeah,
Maxi.
but I wouldn't do that. So
Yeah.
why would I skip the gym?
totally. It's like that weaponry stuff of prioritizing it and keeping it as non-negotiable.
No, negotiable.
I fucking love this. I feel like you need to be like hairdressers that are burning out. Anyway, if you're listening
we
to this, and you're
plug-
like, yeah,
plug
plug your
yourself?
shit.
Literally.
Like,
Honestly, I think my goal is to be able to go into salons and teach this in person.
yeah,
Because
it's needed.
it's more than just a one-on-one, have a phone call. Like it is rewiring of the brain. Like what I just said just then, why I wouldn't cancel on you. I already knew that I had to leave my house area at 10:20 to get here at this time and be 20 minutes early because I don't want to stress out.
Right, yeah.
If I wouldn't do that to you guys, why do I keep doing that to myself?
Yeah.
And I'm making it non-negotiable. I had the worst session, but do you know what? I gave my 100% for what my 100% was. So great session.
So Maxi's going to do workshops in salons.
Yeah.
Let's just throw
I
that
really
out
want to
there.
do that. Like, I don't know.
And even for people to invest in having you in there for a workshop, the return on investment
Yeah.
for getting their team to understand
Yeah.
this. Like imagine having a high performing team that are able to prioritize protein. We had a couple of
I
years
know.
ago, we
And
had
do people even know what protein is?
totally.
Because my mum the other day, I made a cake. Well, I pretended I made a cake. I didn't make a cake. She's like, is there protein in this? I'm like, that's so random to say. Like, what?
Isn't it funny? And we a few years ago, we had one of our team development days. We had a nutritionist and a trainer come in, do a session with the girls. I hated the session, but it was so hard because I didn't train at the time.
That's our
Probably
trainer
great
now.
at it
So
now.
Kate, thank you. We love the session. Actually,
Yeah, we love the session.
Yeah.
It was great, but
you
the
hated it
nutrition
because you
side,
sucked at it.
I sucked at it, and I was the
So
shittest.
blame
And I was
Kate.
like, "This is shit." Yeah, exactly. Blame Kate. It was a shit session, Kate. That was amazing. And then she did a nutrition piece, and basically what she did was talk about, this is the hand plan. This is how much protein.
Love it.
And for these girls, they'd never heard anyone talk about this before. I think it would be so incredible for
It's so
salons.
needed,
That needs to go on sale before this episode goes out.
I know.
Maxi's available for these workshops.
Yeah.
We
Let
don't-
do your Instagram. Where can people find you?
Yes.
How are they going to reach you?
I'm hair by Maxi _ or it's Maxi on Instagram, which is more my personal private account.
And that's
where
where they can hit you up for
yeah,
fitness.
both, whatever.
Amazing.
And yeah, I think that's my goal I want to just help more people. The
Yeah.
whole reason why I became a coach was never because I want to work from a laptop. Fucking hate that. It was to make an impact because I wish that I had someone like me when I was dying,
Yeah.
because that's honestly what it was. I say dying because I felt like brick by brick I was dying. My spark for life was completely going.
Wow.
So yeah, I think that's so important. And in our salon, freelance salon, we have girls there. And again, I've never told any of them do this. And I bring my own meals in. I use Papa Macros, Maxi 555 discount.
Oh, stop it. All right, everyone.
It's
I've
so
never had
good.
Papa Macros.
Papa Macros, it's just like
Taya's nodding. She's saying,
Papa
yeah,
Macros is so good. It's just, if you look at the back of muscle meals, which it's fine.
No,
Muscle,
I didn't
perfect,
make it. Go
perfect.
rip it to shreds.
But if you look at the back of it, it's just, there's a couple of interesting ingredients, which is, you know what? That's a win still. But for me, Papa Macros is just whole foods,
Right.
Yeah.
no weird
It's
things.
no like the weird.
My
No-
muscle chef is dead to me now.
Yeah, no weird things. But you know what? I use muscle meals until I reckon May.
Yeah.
So again, pick your wins,
Yeah.
pick your losses.
I like that
But
little
Papa
1%
Macros
though.
is
Thank
really
you,
good.
guys.
I love the food. There's Nando's paella, which is my favorite. But I've never said to the girls at HQ, you should be eating protein. I've just, again, led by example. I eat YoPros. I have fruit and watermelon. And sometimes at that time I was having muscle meals and they would be like, oh, where'd you get that from? And they didn't even really know that existed. And just by doing that, they're better. One of the girls messaged me this morning and she was like, and she's great. She messaged me this morning and she was like, 20-minute run, 30-minute push-ups, clean house, healthy breakfast, client at 9:45. I'm just sending you this to keep me accountable. Thank you so much for being my motivation. Again, never said that to
Beautiful.
her,
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, that is freaking cool.
It's so
That's
cool.
the effect. Wow. Maxi, thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing your incredible
Pleasure.
brain. It's so amazing the impact that you've had and the transformation that you've had. And I think you've shown what's possible when you rewrite things according to what actually fulfills you. And it's okay to leave things behind if they don't align with you and don't fulfill you anymore. And that importance of putting yourself and your happiness first above anything, even when it's fucking hard to do so. So
Yeah.
congratulations. We
Yeah,
are
girl,
so
thank you.
unbelievably
It's fucking
proud of
amazing.
you. And thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, what a gift. Thank you guys. What a great podcast.
That's
That's going to be
beautiful.
life-changing. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Conscious Salon podcast.
Love you guys. Stay conscious.